If death gave you an unlimited number of do-overs, would you see it as a blessing or a curse? On her 20th birthday, Tree is brutally murdered by a masked maniac. But when she opens her eyes again, time has reset to the morning of the day she was killed. Today, we're talking about this film, made on a modest $4.8 million budget. Yet it went on to rake in $125 million worldwide. A true dark horse hit, Happy Death Day. Director Christopher Landon cleverly borrows the classic Groundhog Day setup, but swaps in a selfish, cold, and downright mean college queen bee as the protagonist. Through one gruesome death after another, the film forces a completely rotten person to slowly transform into a hero. So let's take a look at how Tree, trapped in a relentless time loop, finally earns her tomorrow. The story begins with Tree waking up in a guy's dorm room. The night before, she drank herself unconscious, and Carter kindly brought her back to his place. But instead of thanking this genuinely nice guy, Tree looks at him with pure disdain. She even warns him not to tell anyone she spent the night there. After leaving the dorm, a student promoting an environmental campaign approaches her, but Tree brushes them off without a second thought. Then, a couple gets soaked by sprinklers on the lawn, and a guy in a baseball cap suddenly collapses in the crowd. Yet Tree ignores everything around her, acting like none of it is her problem. At that moment, she runs into her ex-boyfriend, whom she had just dumped. When he sincerely asks for another chance, Tree responds by humiliating him with the harshest words possible. By now, you probably feel the same way most viewers do. There's nothing likable about Tree. She's arrogant, selfish, and completely indifferent to everyone and everything around her. But here's where the movie shines. It first shows you a broken soul, then reshapes it in the cruelest way possible. That extreme contrast in her character becomes the foundation for the emotional payoff later on. Back in her dorm, her roommate Lori has specially made her a cupcake, sincerely wishing her a happy birthday. But Tree shows zero appreciation. She tosses the cupcake straight into the trash right in front of her. In a horror movie, no close-up is ever meaningless. That rejected cupcake is actually where everything begins. Next, Tree heads to the most superficial place on campus, the sorority. Its president, Danielle, is incredibly sharp-tongued and nasty. Meanwhile, as Becky stands up, she bumps into Carter.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He's there to return the bracelet Tree left behind the night before. But to maintain her untouchable goddess image, Tree pretends she doesn't even know him. But this still isn't her lowest point. She later goes to the hospital where Lori interns, pretending to visit someone. In reality, she sneaks into an office to hook up with her professor, Dr. Butler. Just as things are about to get heated, a knock on the door interrupts them.
Hey, sweetie.
What's with the door?
Yes, he's Mary. Caught off guard, Tree panics and makes a quick, awkward escape. That night, her father calls her multiple times, but instead of spending her birthday with him, she'd rather stay on campus and party with her friends. As she walks through a dark, eerie tunnel, she suddenly sees a figure dressed in black, wearing a mask. At first, she assumes it's just some idiot trying to scare her, but the moment she turns around, the masked figure pulls out a knife and starts chasing her. With a swift slash, Tree is killed and instantly wakes up again in Carter's dorm room. Although everything feels strangely familiar, she assumes it was just a nightmare and doesn't think much of it. That is, until she once again encounters the environmental activist, the soaked couple, the collapsed student, and the birthday cupcake from Lori. Watching every single event replay down to the exact second, Tree finally realizes this isn't a dream. She's stuck in a time loop. That night, when she reaches the tunnel again, she decides to take a different route, thinking she can avoid the masked killer this time. At the party, however, she quickly forgets all about the threat. She even flirts with a guy Danielle has a crush on, and right in front of her leads him into a bedroom. Furious, Danielle keeps texting insults, but Tree is too busy reading them to notice the masked killer has already entered the room. By the time she turns around, the guy has already been stabbed dozens of times. Once again, Tree wakes up in Carter's dorm. This time, she panics. She rushes back to her room, barricades the door with furniture, and boards up every window. But just when she thinks she's finally safe, the killer suddenly crawls out from under her bed. Time resets to the same morning yet again. Now Tree isn't just scared, she's completely desperate. No matter what she does, the masked killer always finds her, as if tracking her with GPS. That suffocating feeling, knowing escape is impossible, finally shatters her pride.
Help me!
Tree tells Carter everything that's been happening to her. Surprisingly, as absurd as it sounds, he believes her without hesitation. He asks if she has any idea who might want her dead. But Tree has made so many enemies that there are more people who want her dead than she can count.
I mean, it literally could be anyone.
You have unlimited amount of lives, so you have unlimited opportunities to solve your own murder.
Following Carter's advice, she puts together a suspect list: her ex-boyfriend, her lover's wife, Danielle, and anyone remotely suspicious.
I'm gonna kill you!
Each time she dies, she eliminates one name. After countless deaths, Tree completely lets loose. She walks across campus completely naked, casually greeting people like nothing's wrong. She cuts off her long hair and dyes it in wild colors. After all, everything resets at night. No one will remember anything she does. But there's a problem. As the deaths pile up, her body grows weaker and weaker until she collapses. When she wakes up, she's in the hospital. Dr. Butler looks at her medical report in shock. Her body is covered in fatal injuries. By all logic, she shouldn't even be alive. Tree realizes her resurrections aren't unlimited. She's running out of lives. She sneaks into Butler's office, hoping to find car keys and escape, but instead discovers a mask in his drawer. Could he be the killer? Terrified, she bolts. But the moment she runs into the hallway, she sees Butler being murdered by the masked figure. His death is brutal, but at least he's no longer a suspect. Tree rushes to the parking garage. Taking advantage of a moment of distraction, she jumps into a car and locks the doors. With her life on the line, she throws the car into gear and floors the gas, finally escaping the killer. But just after leaving the hospital, she gets pulled over for speeding. Faced with police questioning, she blurts out everything that's happened. The officer assumes she's completely wasted. Then suddenly, Tree has an idea. Being locked up in a police station might actually be safe. No way the killer would dare attack there.
I'm drunk,
You are.
wasted, and I'm high. You know, pills, weed, you name it, man, I'm on it.
Seeing how cooperative she is, the officer is momentarily confused before finally deciding to cuff her. Just when Tree thinks she's safe, she's trapped. Her hands are cuffed behind her back. She can't even open a door, forced to watch as death approaches. But instead of killing her right away, the masked figure calmly returns to the car and slowly extends a lit birthday candle out the window.
Oh, shit!
That's when Tree realizes he plans to blow her up. A violent explosion follows, and once again, she wakes up on the same morning. She's had enough. No matter where she runs, the killer always finds a way to kill her. Just as she's about to give up, a news report on TV catches her attention. It turns out that at the same hospital, a psychotic serial killer is being held. He has already murdered 6 girls around Tree's age. Thinking back to the mask she found in the drawer, everything suddenly clicks. That killer must be the masked man. Tree rushes to the hospital, determined to kill him before he can strike again. But when she bursts into the room, it's empty. The killer has already escaped after murdering a guard.
He has a gun! He has a gun!
Just when Tree thinks it's over, Carter arrives in time. But instead of saving her, he ends up getting his neck snapped by the killer. With no time to grieve, Tree sprints toward the stairwell. She hides in the shadows, waits for the killer to let his guard down, then swings a shovel straight at him. Just as she's about to finish him off, she suddenly stops. If she ends the loop now, Carter will never come back to life. So, to save Carter, Tree decides to spare this bastard, for now.
See you soon, asshole.
Time resets to that same morning again. Seeing Carter alive, Tree rushes over and throws her arms around him. After dying over and over again, she's unknowingly fallen in love with this genuinely kind guy. This time, after waking up, Tree is completely different. She's no longer that selfish, mean girl. She decides to turn her life around and start fresh. She walks up and signs the environmental petition, warns the couple about the sprinklers about to go off. She catches the guy who always faints with a pillow, breaks things off with Dr. Butler, and ends that toxic relationship for good. Then she returns to her dorm and sincerely apologizes to Lori for all her past selfish behavior. After doing all that, Tree gears up and heads back to the hospital. This time, she doesn't hesitate. She holds a guard at gunpoint, takes his weapon, and empties the entire magazine into the killer. Watching the killer finally stop breathing, Tree lets out a long breath. This nightmare loop is finally over. Back at school, she takes the cupcake Lori made for her and spends an unforgettable birthday with Carter. But the next morning, the moment she opens her eyes, she's back at the same morning again. She already killed the masked man. So why hasn't the loop broken? Panicking, she rushes back to her room and starts packing, desperate to escape all of this. Just then, Lori walks in holding a cupcake to celebrate her birthday. But how could Tree possibly care about that now?
Thanks, but I already ate it last night.
And then it hits her. The night before, right after she ate that cupcake, the loop restarted.
Oh my God. in my sleep.
She realizes the truth. Lori poisoned the cupcake.
You killed me. What?
In all the previous loops, Tree never actually ate it, which is why Lori had to keep coming up with different ways to kill her. She even used her hospital internship to secretly release the real serial killer, letting him take the blame. The real masked killer was Lori all along.
Okay then. Prove it. Take a bite.
You really are crazy.
We'll take it down to the police. I'm sure they can tell us what your little birthday treat is made of.
Exposed, Lori drops the act. She grabs Tree and slams her hard against the wall. And the reason she tried to kill Tree again and again? Because Tree stole the professor Lori had a crush on. It's completely insane. Over a cheating, worthless professor who didn't even love her, Lori was willing to kill her own friend. A brutal fight breaks out between them, the noise drawing attention from others in the dorm. In a split second of distraction, Tree lands a heavy punch to Lori's throat, then shoves the poisoned cupcake into her mouth. Terrified, Lori desperately tries to spit it out. Seizing the moment, Tree kicks her straight out the window. At last, the horrifying time loop finally comes to an end. But the next day, Tree wakes up in Carter's bed again. Hearing Carter repeat the exact same lines as before, Tree is on the verge of tears.
I'm kidding.
What?
It's Tuesday the 19th. You made it.
A lot of people see this as just a fun, satisfying horror movie, but if you look deeper, you'll find a hidden metaphor about killing your past self. On the surface, Tree is trapped in her birthday because of Lori's murder attempts, but deep down, it's because she's been living in the shadow of her mother's death. She refuses to grow up, refuses to step into a future without her mom. That baby-faced masked killer actually symbolizes the childish, immature version of herself. What trapped her was never just a time loop. It was her own cold, selfish, broken self. Only when Tree starts caring about others, catching the falling student, stopping her affair, and making things right, does she finally earn her way into tomorrow?